Meantime, the clothing company American Eagle is now taking legal action because of all the crime and deteriorating conditions in San Francisco. The company is not suing the city, mind you, it's suing the mall where the store is located. Let's bring in Reform California Chairman Carl DeMaio and chef and restaurant owner Andrew Gruel. Gentlemen, welcome to you. I want to put this up on the screen. This is from KTVU, our Fox affiliate up in the Bay Area. The apparel giant American Eagle has filed a lawsuit against the former operators of Westfield Mall in downtown San Francisco, alleging it breached lease agreement by failing to maintain the property, allowing it to deteriorate into disarray, which the retailer said results in the company and its employees being victimized by criminal activity. Your thoughts on this, Carl?
I find this fascinating that you have all these big companies, Westfield, American Eagle, refusing to take on the politicians that are putting them out of business. Instead, you've got American Eagle saying, well, let's sue another company. Oh, that's easy, to do. If they had courage, they'd actually stand up and remove these politicians. They have lobbyists, they have campaign contributions that go to the politicians and keep them in office. These businesses need to put their shareholders, their employees, and their customers first. They need to get involved in removing these political, the politicians that have created the mess.
And I'm not doing Scooby-Doo again for you, Chef, but I will say it is kind of baffling when you have these kinds of lawsuits filed.
I mean, it is. Look, and I'm not an attorney, so I can't get into the specifics of this. I've signed enough of these commercial leases also, to understand that, yeah, perhaps there's a liability there because the landlord is obligated to provide certain habitability and safety. But here's the thing. Regardless of all of that, and this could open up a whole stream of lawsuits, is whether they win or they lose, we all know what to do to solve this. You enforce the laws, you punish the criminals, and you prevent this from happening. Maybe provide security in the gap in the bridge there in between. This is simple. My 10-year-old could figure this out.
Yeah, it really is. California lawmakers vote to give striking workers unemployment benefits, despite the state owing the feds like $18 million in COVID benefits. The California Chamber of Commerce says the following: striking workers have a job. They are just choosing not to work in order to create economic pressure and negotiate. That is not the same as having no idea where your next paycheck is coming from. It's a fair point, Carl.
It adds insult to injury, and it's a dangerous policy. As you mentioned, $30 billion in fraudulent benefits were given out by California Democrats because they didn't want to actually say no to even people behind bars that said, hey, give me these benefits. Then they're raising the payroll tax, the unemployment payroll tax in California to pay for this debt. Then they add this new benefit to striking workers who, again, as Cal Chamber points out, they willingly walk off the job and now what they want. People who are still working have to pay higher taxes to pay for that. Finally, if you thought strikes were bad in France, wait till you see California under this law. There's no reason for people not to strike, and that's exactly how the unions want it.
Yeah.
This is nothing but a giveaway to the labor unions.
It's really weaponizing these unions because, they have all the power in the world now. They're getting paid.
Yeah, look, and I go back to COVID. When they shut down outdoor dining for the second time that they had shut it down in California, they said, sorry, everybody's going to get laid off, and this is just what we need to do for safety. But here's the thing. When everyone got laid off, they had no unemployment benefits to give these hardworking restaurant workers, in our case, who we saw get laid off. They said, we'll give them to you in 2 or 3 months because we misappropriated so much funds. We ended up having to start our own fund to give away. We raised $500,000 because the state couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And now here they are just throwing money out there again.
And this is right in your wheelhouse, Chef, because the Sacramento Bee says the fast food industry calls off a fight with California labor in exchange for a $20 minimum wage. A last-minute legislative deal could lead to a $20 minimum wage for California's fast food workers in the coming year and end an upcoming ballot fight between the industry and labor unions. Very quickly for both of you, your thoughts on
What's
this?
being buried in this bill, besides the minimum wage, is that they're going to put a 9-person council over the businesses, 4 people from the business, 4 people from the labor unions in the state, and 1 independent decision breaker.
Yeah.
So basically, you're no longer allowed to run your own business. Even though you've put all the money in there, you now have a 9-person board running it. That's the scary part about this bill.
Could kill franchises.
Whether it's the franchise and restaurants and their lobbyists or any other industry in California, when are they going to learn you can't negotiate with terrorists?
Yeah.
You agree to something, it's only half a dose of arsenic. These business groups need to stand up for their customers, stand up for their employees, and stand up for their shareholders, and take these bad politicians out of office. This is going to spread nationwide.
Yep.
These businesses are allowing it to happen here. It'll happen in every state.
Carl, Chef, thank you both.